Hello, and welcome to the Gotcha News Network. My name is Steve, and today we have two news stories to cover with you tonight. On our first news, Akira Toriyama, creator of Dragon Ball, has passed away. This is really unfortunate news, right? This is really unfortunate news. He passed away at age 68 of a condition called acute subdural hematoma. And this is very unfortunate for the entire anime community and for the entire weeb culture, right? This is something that, yes, of course, is saddening for Dragon Ball fans, but Toriyama's legacy, it covers not just Dragon Ball. It covers the entire anime world, right? It's his work that has inspired so many people, so many different subcultures, right? So many different aspects, right? The shonen community, of course, but like other creators that like, oh, maybe get into comedy, for example, or maybe like romance or whatever, right? Like, yes, not everyone has watched Dragon Ball, but you've heard of the name Dragon Ball. And, you know, I watched like a couple Dragon Ball episodes here and there whenever they would show up on Cartoon Network. And I was never really a huge fan of the series because, I don't know, I'm a Gen Z, I don't really watch old shows, but nonetheless, I can respect his work because his work inspired so much out there, right? Like, it inspired other creators. I watched a YouTube video that talked about like how Dragon Ball inspired like the big three anime, Bleach, Naruto, and One Piece, where like all the creators of those three anime, they looked up to Dragon Ball because you know, it was something about like you know, how like, oh, it was an inspiration, right? Dragon Ball was inspiration to like, oh, each creator's like, you know, work and stuff like that, and how, you know, I can't really think of like, oh, like quotes and like, you know, what they said, but essentially everyone agreed that like, yeah, that you know, Toriyama and the work that he has done was very inspirational and very influential, and it, in a lot of ways it helped, you know, really, you know, it helped really build like the anime community, right? It helped really build the anime sphere as a whole, and it's really unfortunate that, you know, he passed away. And yeah, I mean, you could even argue that like, oh, you know, his influence is even in you know, the gacha sphere as well, because like, I think some of the most popular gacha games are Dragon Ball. Like, I know anime IP gacha games have a really bad rap, but I've heard that the Dragon Ball one was pretty good. Yeah, I heard the Dragon Ball game was pretty good, you know, despite being an anime IP gacha. So like, yeah, rest in peace. Yeah, rest in peace. And yeah, it's a really sad year. Really, it's a sad day, sad month, sad year. And moving on towards our next news story. Genshin is developing a new UGC user-generated content mode in the game. So basically, what this Reddit post is talking about and this image is talking about pretty much is that Genshin, they're basically posting a recruitment I don't know, site, and they're basically saying that oh, they're looking for people that are willing to make content, for, you know, for the Genshin team, right? For the Genshin team. So they're looking for jobs. They're giving people jobs, and, you know, letting people have the opportunity to make content for Genshin. Like, not like video content, like actual like content, like, oh, like different game modes and stuff like that. And the Reddit post earlier, this it was translated with machine learning or whatever, machine translated, and basically the user basically pointed out that like this could mean that like Genshin might add like a permanent mode where you know imagine like Fortnite or Roblox, right, where like those games are so full of imagination because you can make whatever you want with the tools they give you. Genshin might follow a similar route, or they might not. But an interesting point is that they're looking for talented and imaginative people that are willing to make Genshin fresh, Genshin whole. And as a player who plays this game, I love this game. This game is one of the main games that I cover on this channel, as you can tell, right? It is, in fact, my longest running fucking series. Like Genshin is one of those, like I know I can't I can't be like a huge Genshin content creator, but nonetheless, and it's a saturated market as well, but nonetheless, I have the most fun making Genshin content. And now overall Hoyoverse content. But I started off with Genshin content, right? And to see, a chance for Genshin to spice things up, you know what I mean? It's exciting. It's an exciting thing, to hear about. So, yeah, that is, I'm looking forward to this. So, anyway, thank you guys for stopping by to the Gotcha News Network. I have been your host, Steve. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.